Seidel, I'm really concerned about inland folks. We got to remind people these are not just coastal events, even though we are taking a little bit of a beating on the east coast of Florida today, but certainly we've seen worse.
They've seen a lot worse, Dr. Nab, and you're right. The story, I think, at the end of this is going to be what happens from the Carolinas into the Northeast to New England, especially along the coast, and then the inland flooding. Back here at Cocoa Beach, nearby Patrick Air Force Base, 22, gusts to 34 miles an hour. Look off the over the surf, and you can see some blue sky. There's dry air wrapping around on this side. This is the west side of the low, which is just off the coast by about 50 miles. And on the radar, you can see that cluster of thunderstorms, lightning. This is where we got, obviously, strong wind gusts, probably at least hurricane force. It's about 50 miles east of here, but it's not moving our way. So you look at the radar, you do a little short-term nowcasting, and it seems very unlikely we're going to have any issues with much in the way of heavy rain in this part of Florida tonight. In fact, Patrick has only had 0.03 of an inch of rain over the past 6 hours. So we've done okay in Florida. We've had just a few power outages. Right now, just 2,200 customers. But look at the beach here. High tide is right now, and look at what the tide has brought in. A lot of seaweed. We had this down in Miami-Dade, North Miami Beach, and I noticed this morning they had the bulldozer out cleaning up the seaweed, but just a whole lot of seaweed coming in. They got to get it up because when the sun comes back out, it gets hot and dry. You can imagine the smell. Look at the surf coming up. Boy, it's frothy. It is up the buoy off Cape Canaveral by about 25 miles, just checking, just under 15 footers. These aren't quite that high, but they break as far as the eye can see. Obviously, the rip current issue, the heavy surf, this will tame down. Once the storm goes by and the winds go offshore, the surf won't be nearly as rough tomorrow. Power crews, they're going to be needed from the Carolinas up through Jersey, the Mid-Atlantic, and the Northeast come later Monday night and all the way into Tuesday and Wednesday, because that's where we're going to have the strongest winds by far. I mean, even if you don't get a direct hit, we've got a strong low-level jet, Dr. Nab, and you can see the crews. We saw literally 100, 150 trucks northbound on 95, and hats off to the guys and gals to get the power back on. But as you well know, thousands will lose power. That's almost a guarantee based on the forecast from the landfall point all the way into New England by the middle of the week.
Yeah, and they're not just an inconvenience. They can be dangerous if you don't make good decisions. You got to run those generators outside, away from windows. You got to not light candles because they can be left unattended, cause a fire. And if you have life-sustaining medical equipment, you want to find a place to shelter